Hello everybody, this is General Yanis, and today I will be looking at the power level update in 9th edition for Death Guard units and the Crusade implication this holds. So as you know, the Crusade mode is a new narrative mode from introduced in 9th edition, and it uses power level instead of points to create the army. So therefore these power level updates will impact the lists that you can make for Crusade. So if we look at the different updates for Death Guard, let's start with HQ and the Lord of War. We can see that the Chaos Lord choice is unchanged in power level. Demon Prince of Nurgle stays at 8 power level, but the Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings goes up from 9 to 10. Lord of Contagion and Malignant Plaguecaster go down together with the Cow Sorcerer. I think it's a well-deserved power cut for the Lord of Contagion and the Plaguecaster. The Lord of Contagion, I think it's not the best of HQ units, and I think in a Crusade setting, for him being so slow and not a Psyker and so on, I don't believe I would be bringing him. I don't think he would do value for this power level. But the Malignant Plaguecaster is a good choice, I think, and going from 6 to 5 is only helpful. Typhus, the named character, stays at 9, and Mortarion goes from 24 to 25. For a Crusade list, I don't think Mortarion would be very useful, taking half your allotment point. And also, as you know, the named characters for Crusade, they don't get experience, and in my opinion, this is why you would like to have a Crusade and to develop your army. And if you bring the named characters, they don't evolve over time, they don't improve, so that basically misses the point of it. So then I would select my HQ choices from the non-named characters in any case. All right, let's look at the troop choices next. So if we look at the troops, first of all, we can see Poxwalkers and Cultists. They are unchanged, and we see that the Plague Marines have been reduced, and this is very good because I think especially for a Crusade, the Plague Marines would be the backbone for the Death Guard Crusade list. So we see that for the smallest Plague Marine squad you can bring of 5, you have a reduced power level by 1. If you bring the total squad, you would have a reduction of 3 power levels, so from 23 to 20. I think for me personally, the Poxwalkers I would not bring in a Crusade because I think I enjoy using the Poxwalkers together with Typhus to give them the extra strength and toughness that they need. But as I said before, named characters in a Crusade misses the point for me, and therefore I wouldn't bring the Poxwalkers nor Typhus. And Cultists are a bit too weak, so I would like more to go with the Plague Marine theme for my Crusade list, this is really welcome. If we look then at the elite choices to supplement our Crusade list, we can see that we have all across the board, mostly we have power level decreases for the elite choices of Death Guard. The only exception is the Foul Blightspawn, who goes up from 4 to 5. I think this is quite expected because Foul Blightspawn has this fight first if charged aura, which in 9th especially is really good, meaning that if, for example, the opponent charges your Plague Marines and they are within 7 inch, or the charge is within 7 inch of the Foul Blightspawn, then your Plague Marines could strike first, take out quite a lot of the enemy before they get hit back. So he goes up from 4 to 5, but we see the Noxious Blightbringer goes from 4 to 3, which is very welcome for me. I always enjoy bringing a Noxious Blightbringer to my army lists. I think with this new relic, the Demon's Toll, which gives a 5+ invul aura, for example, to Plague Marines, this is very useful, and his ability that throwing 2 dice in advance and choosing the highest really helps Death Guard army, which is quite slow to begin with. So very nice to see that he's only power level 3. And we see also that the Talisman has gone down from 4 to 3. I kind of like the Talisman. He can really improve your army in close combat, and you can refund some of the stratagems, the CP you're using, and he could be nice to bring with this low power requirement. If we look at the Hellbrute and the Plague Surgeon and Putrefier, they are unchanged. If we look then at the Terminators, they have gotten a significant reduction, both Blightlord Terminators and Death Shroud Terminators. For me, the Death Shroud Terminators in a Crusade list would not be very probable to take, because I think basically you would take them to bodyguard Mortarion, and as I said before, I think Mortarion taking half your allotment and being an M character is not really the optimal way to make a Crusade. The Blightlord Terminators have gone down also, as I said. They are still cost quite a lot, but they could be brought to bring some nice damage to the Death Guard. And finally, if we go to the vehicles and demon engines, for the fast attack, we see the 30th Blow Drone. It has gone from a power level 8 down to power level 7, which I think is welcomed. I was fearing that they might get increased. I think in the 9th, a Blow Drone with spitters being able to shoot to get 2d6 auto hits with its flamer in close combat shooting, that would be it's really nice. So definitely welcomed. And the Mephitic Blightholder has a significant reduction cut in percentage from 7 to 5. I kind of like those units, but typically for my fast attack I would select Blowtron, so I don't bring so much the Blightholder, but maybe now with a power level 5 would be a good consideration. If we look at the heavy support, most importantly is the Plague Burst Crawler did not increase in power level, so it stays at 8. I think the Plague Burst Crawlers are a superstar of the Death Guard army for the 9th edition, having the Blast Mortar, and potentially you can have spitters in close combat like the Blow Drone, making it very tough. Even if you charge it, it can shoot you down with the spitters and so on. Or you put the Entropy Cannon, so you can make severe damage to other vehicles, and using the Plague Weapon stratagem to upgrade them to Plague Weapons is a really good choice, making a minimum 3 of damage and rerolls on ones and so on. So that could be a nice addition. You take a Plague Burst Crawler, you use 1 requisition point to upgrade its weapon with a stratagem, and then you have a really good artillery choice. And then if we see the Defiler and the Chaos Land Raider has been reduced, Chaos Predator stays the same. And if we look at the dedicated transport, the Chaos Rhino stays at 4 power level, unchanged. I think the Chaos Rhino is a cheap way to transport the Plague Marines. That will be the backbone of the Crusade list. And you can add a Havoc Launcher on the Chaos Rhino, which would give you a cheap blast weapon. So having 6 shots against the Horde with strength 5 is quite good for only power level 4, also allowing you to bring your troops and characters close to combat and fast securing objectives. So with these power level updates, let's look at some implications for a Crusade list. So I was working with a Crusade list for 50 points, and previously this was my list, and with this composition, and I had a total of 49 points. But now with the update in the power level, the same list is only 46 points, allowing me to put in the Chaos Rhino to reach 50. So in this Crusade list, I have the Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings and the Plaguecaster. As I said, I think they can develop nicely in the Crusade setting. Learning more psychic abilities, being more lethal. The troops are the Plague Marines. As I said, I would bring for a squad of 7. I would have 2 Blight Launchers. The captain would have a plasma gun, or the champion would have a plasma gun, and I would have two Flail of Corruption to make them really great in close combat, supported with a Foul Blightspawn Aura and the Noxious Blightbringer, Demon Toll. And I would bring 2 guys with bolters, most for cannon fodder and to provide a little bit more firepower. In fast attack, I would take a 30 Blow Drone with spitters for close combat harassment and flaming the opponent, and the Plaguebear Scroller upgraded with entropy cannons. And then with this list, it allowed me to bring the Chaos Rhino. That offers some, as I said before, some anti-horde firepower, and can bring the PM squad, the 7 Plague Marines, the elites, and the Plaguecaster, can bring them up the field, secure an objective, and then watch as the opponent tries to remove the Death Guard from an objective, which is something that Death Guard does really well, keeping the objectives. And of course, as I said, remember to bring some Flails of Corruptions. So this is all for this update on power level and Crusade list. If you like this video, you can subscribe to the channel. I will be posting more about Death Guard and Warhammer 40k. And if you have some comments, please leave them below. And if you have some own suggestions for Crusade list, feel free to comment and share. So have a nice time out there, and stay safe. Bye bye from General Yanis.